Hello everyone, welcome to today's video, where today I'm taking a look at the Marvel Legends Amazon exclusive Wong and Bats and Doctor Strange, Cursed Doctor Strange, whatever you want to call it, 2-pack, box set, whatever you want to say. Yeah, let's take a look at it. You just got the Doctor Strange logo right there. You got the pictures right there. It says their names. It says Marvel Legends, Marvel Legends. You got the says Doctor Strange, says their names again. You got those pictures. You got those pictures in any more artwork. You got their names up the top. I wish that one of their artworks had bats in it. That'd be cool. But besides that, I mean, it's just the box. So yeah, I am the Clueless Collector, and we're gonna take a look at this box set. I'm very excited to get this box set. I need a Wong for my Midnight Sun shelf, and Bats will also go on the Midnight Sun shelf. Actually, this Doctor Strange is also going to go on the Midnight Sun shelf, but we'll get to that in size comparisons, and when we compare this Doctor Strange to the old Doctor Strange, we'll talk about that then. So they look like out of the package, and I really like, the instructions, or warnings, actually, I think. I don't think they're instructions. I actually really like that. Sometimes they really do kill it with these inserts. That's pretty nice. That's what it looks like without the insert. That's just trash. I probably will not use that insert. It looks nice, but yeah. So let's get these guys out of the packaging. Let's see. I would normally not pull, or I'd try to not pull the cape out through the back, but this cape is it's so sturdy that I don't feel like it's gonna break anything. As long as I cut a little bit, it'll come through, I think. Maybe. Maybe not. Alright, I'm going to do this off camera. Okay, now we have both the characters. Well, there are technically 3 characters in the set, but these are the 2 characters that have articulation, so we'll count only these 2 as characters. So yeah. We're gonna take a look at the Doctor Strange first, and not that I hate this figure or anything, it's just I already have a Doctor Strange, I don't have a Wong, so this is basically, I feel like this is almost 100% reuse of the old Doctor Strange, aside from, well, let's just bring that in. The cape is obviously different, because this one has that swaying thing, and the collar is a little different. You don't have the yellow up at the top, so the cape's actually a little bit worse. The colors are obviously different. The sash is about the same. It's different plastic colored for the sash, but besides that, I'd say it's about the same. Let's look at the old head. And I think the head is reuse as well. It's just this is a more pale, very pale Doctor Strange, which matches for the character. But yeah, this one doesn't come with a lights out head or Wand of Batum or any of these magic effects, but he does still come with some pretty cool stuff, and we'll look at that in accessories. So the cape looks nice. It sways out, which I do like that look for the cape. But I'd prefer if this was a cloth cape. I still haven't replaced my old one with a cloth cape. I want to eventually. Let's see. We'll see when that time comes, But this basically has the same exact articulation as the old one, The head, you can get some looking out of it. You get a little bit of tilt. The arm can go out to there. You got a hinge and swivel elbow. That's stuck. Okay, it's just a little tight. Hinge and swivel elbow. You got the arc back and arc forward. Not too bad. Twist. You can kick out to the side. They actually cut the skirt this time. Well, no. Let's see. No, they actually didn't. It was cut on the old one. It's cut the exact same way. And then you have pinless. These knees are pinless, but pinless double jointed knees. You got upper thigh swivel, boot swivel, forward facing convert rocker, all that stuff. So yeah, this is just a bit of a lazier reissue, I'd say. I think it'd be more worth it if they gave us at least swappable capes. If they weren't going to do a wired cape, I'd even prefer just a cloth cape without a wire. I mean, it's better than having this monstrosity hanging on the back. It makes it kind of possible to stand him up without putting him on a flight stand, and that's what I did with this one. He was on a flight stand. They'll probably actually both be on the flight stands because the classic one is going to go on my classic Avenger shelf. This one's going to go on the Midnight Suns because it's a bit more drab, so I feel like it'll match better with the Midnight Suns than it will with the regular Avengers. And one thing to note, I didn't note this, this side comes down a little bit more, so you're going to get less range out of that arm than this one, but, so yeah, just know that. And then for the character, I got this set for. If it was like him and like a Dormammu, I wouldn't have gotten this set, but it came with Wong, and Wong is very important. Very, very important character to me. I mean, Dormammu is too, don't get me wrong, but we already have a amazing Dormammu, which we'll take a look at more in accessories and stuff. Size comparison, stuff like that. But this Wong looks great. I have no clue if any parts of this guy are reuse. If I had to say, I'd say maybe the legs are maybe reused from this old. Well, it's really not that old. No, it's less baggy and wrinkly at the bottom. That's not even reused. This might be completely new sculpt, which is great. This was from, this is from the 85 years line, right? Well, it doesn't say it on there, but I'm gonna group it in with the 85 years line. Same with the, what was it? The Arnim Zola and Baron Zemo? That's what it was. The Arnim Zola and Baron Zemo 2-pack. I grouped that in with the 85 years. I don't know if that's accurate, but they're all great figures. I can't wait to get that. It was between this set and that set. That set is also very exciting to me, so I do want to pick that up, but I feel like if I lost out on any of the characters, I would rather lose out on the Arnim Zola and the Baron Zemo over the Wong. I'm cool with losing out on that Doctor Strange, but Wong and Bats I wanted a lot. So, this guy is great. He's got that nice face printing technology, which they both do, but I'm pretty sure the old Doctor Strange had face printing technology too. It's just, this is nicer. But yeah, this looks good. So realistic for a comic book character. I'm loving it. And this is a costume that can be pretty boring if you really think about it, but I like the way it looks. The green and yellow just kind of pop off each other. It's that, well, for more size comparisons, I have Danny Rand over here. It's the Iron Fist type effect, you know. You got a lot of green and a little yellow accent. I think it looks great. And these guys both do martial arts, so that's pretty cool. Okay. But yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of details to go over. He's got like the very monk-looking costume. He's got like the pins, maybe those are pins or ties, something like that tie the shirt together. The light green, which doesn't really tie into anywhere else on this figure, just has light green at the bottom, which still looks cool. Got the yellow, which ties into this and this. Well, that's gold, but you know what I mean. And then you got the black booties. Yeah, he looks awesome. Nothing on the back, but from what I remember, that's pretty accurate for Wong. He's a pretty bland-looking costume. Because really not a costume. It's more a uniform than anything. It'd be like calling Captain America is kind of a costume. It'd be like calling a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent suit a costume, I guess. So, it'd kind of be like calling my boy Casey Jones' suit a costume. But, yeah. He's just wearing plain clothes, so kind of the same here. But yeah, this guy is great. For articulation, he has a dumbbell joint at the top of the head. And I think maybe there's something at the bottom of the neck. But with that, you can get pretty good tilt. You can look up pretty far, which is, I think that's as much as the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man. And this is a character that I feel like doesn't need that, but I'm glad he has it. You actually have a butterfly joint on this guy. It's not the best range, but it's pretty good. I mean, especially for a fighting character, I'd like a little more, but I also want to maintain the sculpt on this one. I'm normally not that type of person, but I feel like for a costume like this, unless you do it with cloth, it's kind of going to get gappy if you get a big, butterfly joint, and then it makes it look a little weird. But honestly, I would still like a better butterfly joint. So the arm can go all the way up to there, and then you can obviously You can kind of get it out. You just kind of got to work with it. I feel like, yeah, you can get his arms crossed, or close to crossing at least. That's not too bad. And then you have the upper bicep swivel, the double jointed pinless elbows. If I could, okay. And I think that was my finger popping. And then you have a ball joint up at the top of the waist. Well, the top of the torso. Can only get to there. Can get back to there. Yeah, it feels like it's the peg might shear off. It's kind of, I might want to pop that and, you know, put some stuff up there. But people gave the Agent Venom, people gave him like a lot of slack for his. That's more range than this guy gets, right? Yeah. And I haven't seen anyone. Maybe it's people just didn't buy Wong because people don't like Wong. I feel like people love Wong. At least in the MCU, people love Wong. So maybe it's just a, you know, thing of Agent Venom's a more popular character. And he's a Spider-Man type character, so he deserves more. But you can kick forward to there. Kick out to there. Upper thigh swivel. Double jointed pinless knees. Go to there. Go to there. Then you have no boot cut. I thought that was going to be a boot cut. No boot cut. Can go back to there. Can go forward to there. Forward facing pin for raw. It's more like a downward facing pin. You get a little more of a rotation than you do rocker. You get some. I guess you do get some rocker. You get pretty good rocker, actually. I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, so for accessories, we'll just start off with the most important accessory, which is the flight stand. Such an important accessory. I'm so glad we got this. It's just a nice clear rod. Clearly, I'm joking. This goes with Bats, and Bats is Doctor Strange's ghost dog. If you don't know, he took in like a stray dog and they become like best friends, and then Bats dies, and then I think Loki is the one that brings him back. I think that's how it goes. Either Loki kills him and feels bad, so he brings him back, or Loki just brings him back because he becomes Sorcerer Supreme or something. I think that's what it is. But this guy looks awesome, and he's a member of the Pet Avengers. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's a member of the Pet Avengers, if I remember correctly. And the only other Pet Avengers characters we have is Diamond Select gave us Lucky the Pizza Dog, which is Kate Bishop's dog. And besides that, we have, I think someone gave us Alligator Loki, and then we have Zabu. There's not a lot of Pet Avengers, so I hope we get more Pet Avengers. I would like Throg, which is Frog Thor. Maybe a more articulated Spider-Ham. He's not a Pet Avengers character, but I want Spider-Ham, like an articulated Spider-Ham. If Nindroid can put that much articulation in their little tiny figures, I think Marvel Legends can put that much articulation in a Spider-Ham, especially because Rocket gets pretty good articulation, all things considered. I mean, Spider-Ham has thicker joints than this guy right here, and he can get moving. So I hope. I'm drawing a bit of a blank on the rest of the members of Pet Avengers right now. Kamala Khan might have a cat. I don't remember all of them, but this guy looks great. And yeah, he's a translucent, green with a darker green on top. He got the dark green nose, and you can see the eyes are actually painted in there. Maybe. It's kind of hard to pick up on camera. I also haven't seen a lot of people review this guy, so I don't really know all of the details about this figure. It wants to blur, but just know he looks good. And the dark green tail. This is also going to go on the Midnight Sun shelf. I don't know if I'm going to have him on the fly stand. I might just have him sitting down because he looks more natural that way. But if I want him up more, this will help with, being able to see him. So, and then for the hands, you get, we'll go with Wong's hands first because he has the better accessories. Honestly, Wong has the better accessories. You get you have grippy hand, like claw hands on him, and then you get grip hands. He has nothing to grip, but you get grip hands. Maybe so you can give him like some nunchucks or something. But these are his coolest hands out of these ones. Like a fighting stance type hand, or kind of look like chopstick holding hands. You could probably put chopsticks in there if you had like some third-party chopsticks or something, but these are magic hands. I can pretty much guarantee that. Or fighting hands, since Wong does do a bit of fighting stances. And then Wong has really cool magic effects. Then they're molded onto the hands, which is nice. And yeah, they look great. Very good detail. There's actually, this part is darker yellow, so that looks nice. And the hands are actually hinged, which is pretty cool. Wasn't expecting that. Iron Man can't even get hinged hands. But for next, we have Doctor Strange's accessories. He only comes with 3 things. Unless you consider bats a Doctor Strange accessory, but I consider bats like a shared accessory or his own character. So Doctor Strange gets the purple hands, which I usually picture Doctor Strange magic as more orangish, more this color, but a little bit this color in the middle, and then like maybe darker. But this is infected Doctor Strange. He's infected by Dormammu, so this makes perfect sense. And yeah, these are also hinged, but the hinges have some paint fleck. They have a bit of the NECA problem, but you're never gonna see that. They look good. And then I wish they both came with fists. That would be cool. But I have plenty of yellow fists from all of the 2 Cyclops I've gotten, and then the other Doctor Strange and the Baron Zemo. And then I have plenty of pale, skin-toned hands. And then for head swaps, if you wanted to, well, he comes with this Dormammu head, which is a very nice looking head. And we'll compare it to the other Dormammu head, which is also very nice. They're the same exact head, just one's a different color. And if you wanted to, we'll get into this head swap first. Ooh, that was a pop. You can totally put this head on there, and it looks pretty cool. I mean, that's a pretty good contrast. It's not red, so it looks kind of pops against the rest of the body. I might keep that on there, maybe. I don't know. I like both options are cool. We'll see. We'll just have to see. Maybe I'll swap them out on a given day. This one has better paint, in my opinion. I feel like the red pops more, but I like the flames better on this one. So, and I like the way the black pops better on this one too. So, for Dormammu, we'll probably just keep the red one on there for now. And then we will get into, well, first of all, we have the Doctor Strange head. You can totally put the Dormammu head on there. Just gonna hurt a little bit to put it on there, maybe. Alright, that's as well as I think it gets on there. And yeah, that makes it look cool. So even if I wanted to just do like an infected Doctor Strange on the shelf, it's also gonna pop off really easily. But, so even if you want to do that, that would work. And then you can do the old Doctor Strange head if you want a more, not pale Doctor Strange. These heads do not want to pop on today. Alright, there we go. It looks a little necky, so, or like not enough neck is what I mean to say. So, what I would do is what I was doing, and I would only halfway pop it on the ball. So, you get more neck, more like that. I think that looks nice. But the neck's not going to match, so I would kind of, maybe I would do some camera trickery. And then you can totally put the old blue one on there, and then it won't really matter because you don't have skin tone showing. And then, clearly you can put the old, eyes closed face on there. I don't really want to do that right now. I'm going to go back to the infected look. Oh, and I also didn't mention, the infected Doctor Strange head actually has, really cool effect in his eyes where his eyes are, he's paralyzed? Possessed looking. So, yeah, this is clearly not, a regular Doctor Strange, but you could just say he's under a spell that he's casting or something. So, for size comparisons, what we're going to do is we're going to put these guys back here because Doctor Strange doesn't want to stand, so... and then we're going to compare them to... First, we'll compare to Doctor Strange. Well, probably put Doctor Strange next to Wong, just so you can see more what Wong looks like with both of them. And then Dormammu. These guys look pretty good together. Dormammu can be whatever size you want, so this kind of works. And then you get... We're going to go with the Midnight Suns members, or at least the characters I have on my Midnight Suns shelf. Not all these are Midnight Suns members, but Ghost Rider definitely is. And I put a Old Man Batman head on there to make a Johnny Cage. Not a Johnny Cage. I don't know why. I meant to say Johnny Blaze. I had to stop the recording because I just got so annoyed with myself. Johnny Blaze. And then, since I like these two figures are awesome. And, yeah, we have Danny Rand, Iron Fist. And Iron Fist is also on my... Because my Midnight Suns shelf is more a Midnight Suns and, like, Marvel Knights, Defenders type shelf. So, they all look pretty good together. And then 2 definitive Midnight Suns characters. These are definitely Midnight Suns characters. We have my favorite Midnight Suns member, Man-Thing. And then this is the Jada Toys Wolfman, Universal Monsters Wolfman that I use as my Werewolf by Night. So they work pretty well together. And then we're going to, this is the Mezco 112 Collective. Wolverine, just have him standing by, so I figured I'd put him up there. And then this is the 5-pack West Coast Avengers, Silver Centurion, not so Silver Centurion armor. Did I just drop something? Yeah, okay, I dropped a flame effect. I knew I dropped something. And yeah, they look nice together. And then these ones aren't really Midnight Suns members, but I wanted to compare them to the Agent Venom, and then I figured I'd just throw Dum Dum Dugan in there just to throw him in there. And yeah, this Agent Venom figure rocks. I don't care what anyone says. This is a fun figure. He doesn't get as much range out of the torso as like a Mafex or Amazing Yamaguchi. But I feel like there's worse torsos, especially the Marvel Legends line. So, and then for the last couple things, we're going to put bats in here. And then we're going to do the few animal figures I have. I have this random dog. I figured there's a dog. And then I have this random... Velociraptor from the Amber collection. This is Delta, I believe. This one's Delta or Echo. It's one of them. This fucking thing's tail does not stay on, I'm telling you. I don't know if it's a QC thing, but that's what they look like with them. And this is the Mezco wolf that comes, this Timber. It's the wolf that comes with our boy, Snake Eyes, so. And then, the last thing we're going to compare to is the only Marvel animal I have, and it's Zabu. So yeah, Zabu looks cool. Well, Zabu kind of looks cool with everyone, but... yeah, so that's everything. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'm glad I got this 2-pack. Next week, I'll probably... Tuesday, I think I'm going to order the... We'll see. It's going to be between... I order the Jada Toys, Lucy and David from Cyberpunk Edge Runners, because I love that anime and I want those figures. Or the Marvel Legends Hydra 2-pack. I'm just going to call it that because I can't think of the names right now. It's Arnim Zola and... yeah, I'm having a brain fart today. I've had a long day, but I wanted to play with some toys and look at these guys, get them on the shelf, so... yeah, Baron Zemo, that's his name. Helmut Zemo, or Heinrich. I can't remember which is which right now. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.